July 22nd, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help, end the stigma. On the news this afternoon. Vigilante chief dismisses gang clash claims after student's death. Court adjourns suit challenging emergency rule in River State. Activist Yusufu vows to accompany Senator Natasha as he resumes office. NLC accuses federal and state government of weakening democracy. On the foreign scene, UN warns of collapse of Gaza's last lifeline amid worsening humanitarian crisis. I'm Ipichukumoyele with the news. Now, the Chief Security Officer of Rumolumeni community in Obiakpoloku government area, Kenneth Olumini, says his team is working closely with the police to uncover the circumstances surrounding the death of Julius Okoro, a 300-level student of Ignatius Ajuri University. Recall that the police had linked Okoro's death to suspected gang violence, but Olumini, who also leads the local vigilante group OSPAC, dismissed report of a gang clash in the area. He insisted that Rumolumeni remains relatively peaceful and urged residents and business owners to remain calm, assuring them of sustained security effort in the community.
Olumini has been very peaceful. The issue of the young man that was shot, I myself and my boys and also the police, when we saw his dead body, but as I'm talking to you for now, I don't really know what would have led to that. As I'm talking to you, there's nothing like court clash in Olumini. There's something like court clash, but in the university. I've not heard anything about that. I think by the time we get any full information about what led to his death, public will be aware about that. But what I'm saying, there is nothing like court clash in Olumini. Everyone should remain calm. Security out of the whole ceremony is there. You know that there's no issue. People are going about their normal duties.
Recall that Julius was shot dead along Cecilia Road on Saturday morning. Later that evening, palpable tensions gripped the Obele community in Emoha local government area of River State after the vice chairman of the Obele Council of Chiefs, Ferdinand Dabiri, was shot dead by suspected cultists. In the meantime, the secretary to the River State government, Professor Ibibia Warika, says a lack of synergy among security stakeholders is a major impediment to the fight against maritime crimes in Nigeria. Professor Warika said this on Monday when he hosted the participant of the Advanced Defense Intelligence Officers Course 15 of 2025 from the Defense Intelligence College at the Government House, Port Harcourt. Now, the SSG, who represented the River State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, said effective collaboration among critical security and intelligence agencies is essential to addressing complex maritime crimes.
Our maritime domain has faced complex and evolving threats. These activities, often coordinated by well-organized transnational networks, not only endanger lives and property, but also threaten the revenue streams that are critical to Nigeria's economy and invariably our daily lives. While our armed forces and security agencies have made commendable and notable progress in curbing maritime crimes, the fragmentation of intelligence and limited synergy among stakeholders continues to create vulnerability.
Professor Warika also called for enhanced intelligence coordination, strengthened information sharing, and improved data exchange among agencies, state government, and international partners to fight insecurity in the maritime sector.
Our humble view that we must strengthen interagency coordination between the critical security outfits and intelligence agencies, including the Navy, Marine Police, Customs, DSS, NIMASA, information sharing mechanisms with local fishing communities, port workers and oil facility operators, technological integration through real-time surveillance systems, AI-enabled threat analysis and joint command centers, regional partnerships, especially in the Gulf of Guinea Commission and neighboring coastal states across West Africa.
In another development, a federal high court in Port Harcourt adjourned to October 13 a suit challenging President Bola Tinubu's appointment of a sole administrator for River State. The suit, filed by a civil society group, Initiative for Freedom, Conflict Prevention and Social Integration, questions the legality of the president's action and the National Assembly's ratification. Counsel to the complainant, Amigua Lizina, opposed a request for more time to be for more time by the counsel to the accused, Hilton Oba, but the court granted it to the defense to respond to affidavit. The same group is also challenging the National Assembly's oversight of the emergency rule at the 2025 budget. Justice Mohammed Turaki directed the hearing notice to be served on the National Assembly, which was absent in court. Bold suit will be heard on October 13, pending proper service and adoption of court processes. And now stakeholders in Rivers State are expressing concern over the eternal crises rocking political parties in the state. In an interview with correspondent Yobi Oruware, a former commissioner for employment, Dr. Lelo Nowiwu-Basa, said he fears the People's Democratic Party, PDP, may not survive its current internal crisis given the wave of defections. Dr. Nowiwu-Basa also said the party is likely to witness even more defections, casting doubt on its ability to function as a credible opposition amid the emergence of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in the political space.
One defection that has taken the oxygen completely out of the nostrils of PDP is a departure of the very soul of PDP, Atiku Abubakar. PDP has been torn apart by an unequal and unparalleled centrifugal and centripetal force. When the center can no longer hold, then things fall apart. It doesn't matter who is in PDP working for APC. It doesn't matter who is in PDP working for ADC. But these are patronymic of a party that has failed in delivering on its ideology.
On a spot, former Commissioner for Information and Communications Ogbonna Nwuke said despite the eternal crisis facing the PDP, it is not yet time to give up on the party.
What you are seeing is a departure of people who perhaps think those within are strange bedfellows. PDP would leave, and then for as long as it has members, people who are committed to those real ideals that made the PDP different from all the other parties, the PDP would leave. So I don't imagine that oxygen has been snuffed off. The party is still alive, even though many might think it's too late, that the party is beginning to react to realities on ground. It will take some time for the wounds to heal completely. It's not time yet to give up on the PDP. It's not time at all.
Also speaking, the secretary of the Obedient Movement in Rivers State, Gogo Wellington, said the national leadership of the party has resolved the internal crisis in the party and urged INEC not to contribute to the internal crisis in the Labour Party.
There is a conundrum in INEC. We know what is playing out, but the Supreme Court judgment was clear. INEC as at now has not even said it is this person or it is that person. They are saying they are trying to do some reconciliatory work that we do not even deem fit for them as at this moment, because there is a clear judgment of the Supreme Court. The neck of the party has met and decisions have been taken. It's just for them to abide by such decisions. INEC cannot continue to recognize, because this is a case of the judgment of the Supreme Court. INEC cannot blatantly just go against the judgment of the Supreme Court. We are waiting for them to make such steps now.
The former Rivers State Labour Party spokesperson explained that the steps taken by members of the National Executive Council NEC resolved the crisis following the Supreme Court judgment.
The situation at or in the Labour Party at the national level is quite clear. The Supreme Court gave a judgment. It is the decision of the party as to who leads or does not lead the party. The National Executive Council of the party met, nominated and ratified Senator Nenadi Esther Usman as the chairman of the caretaker committee of the Labour Party. And that is where it stands. Peter Obi has agreed, along with other leaders, that the ADC is the coalition platform.
And now the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has announced its 101st National Executive Committee NEC meeting. In a statement on its official X handle signed by the party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunwa, the party said the meeting is scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday 23rd, Thursday 24th, and Friday 25th July 2025 at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja. Now, the 2023 vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP, Dati Baba Ahmed, says he attended the Julius Abure-led National Executive Council meeting of the party as a peacemaker. His comment comes after criticisms trail his presence at the Julius Abure faction of the Labour Party held on Monday in Abuja. Speaking at the NEC meeting, the Labour Party The Labour Party 2023 vice presidential candidate said he attended the meeting to reconcile divergent opinions. He said he remains a member of the Labour Party despite attending the meeting of the opposition coalition against the ruling party. Meanwhile, the camp of Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, has distanced itself from Monday's reconciliation meeting between his former running mate, Dr. Dati Baba Ahmed, and the Julius Abure-led leadership. The national coordinator of the Obedient Movement Worldwide, Dr. Yunus Satanko, told journalists that the group remained firmly loyal to Governor Oti and the caretaker leadership headed by Senator Nanadi Usman. Still to come, activist Yusufu vows to accompany Senator Natasha to Senate plenary. Stay with us. Rest of the news. Comment by the Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo suggesting that Labour Party chieftain Peter Obi must seek security clearance before visiting the state is still stirring reactions. The remark, widely seen as a threat to Obi's safety, has sparked strong criticism from citizens and civil society. Speaking with correspondent Yobi Oruware, electoral reform advocate Eze Nwanwago said he's not surprised, describing the governor's comment as a typical attitude of political leaders, both past and present.
The problem is not the governor of Edo State. It is the attitude of our politicians and the way they see politics. There was such a statement in Bayelsa. Let's pack all of them together. It's about the behavior, the complexioning, the character, the misbehavior of our political elite, and it is condemnable across board. That's the point I want to make. So I don't want to single out one Edo State and make it look like it is a new phenomenon. It's not a new phenomenon. That's what all of them do.
Wago, executive director of the Peering Advocacy and Advancement Center in Africa, noted that while Governor Okpebholo has no constitutional authority to stop Obi from visiting Edo State, Obi, as a politically exposed person, should ideally observe protocol when entering another state.
We should be able to spread the term broadly enough in a way that it does not show our own prejudices. If you become a politically exposed person, there are protocols for visiting a state. If you are former governor or governor, you want to come, even if it's for a wedding, you have to inform the governor of the state that you are going to. But he has no right to say you cannot come. The reason for that protocol is so that he can make arrangements, because you are a politically exposed person. You cannot get to that status and be sneaking into a place.
Wago said Governor Okpebholo's threat is another attempt by the political class to divert citizens' attention from the real issues facing the country. In the meantime, Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo defended his controversial statement, saying it was about standard security protocols for high-profile individuals, not hostility or threat. Governor Okpebholo Obebolo insisted his remarks were misinterpreted and emphasized his constitutional duty to ensure public safety during such visit. Former Labour Party spokesperson and lawyer Kenneth Okonkwo also spoke on this.
Do you need permission to go to any state? What protocol is it? Does Peter Obi appear to you as a man that can threaten anybody's life? The primary duty of any government is to ensure the security and life of the people in your state, in your territory. And this is a governor that is rather threatening the lives of the people in his state, in his government. What's a governor? Peter Obi does not pose any threat to anybody's life. So he couldn't have breached any protocol.
The Director of Strategic Communication and Media of the Obedient Movement, Mrs. Nana Kazauri, further spoke on Nigerian Info FM's Morning Crossfire.
Section 41 of the Nigerian Constitution guarantees freedom of movement. It is wrong and very disrespectful of the Edo State governor to say that Peter Obi's safety can never be guaranteed, and I'm serious about it. You're not serious about the educational system in your government. You're not serious about the healthcare. There's a lot of work for the governor to do to show that he's in step and he's not tone deaf to the people of Edo State. Edo State people are known for calling themselves the headquarters of the Obedient Movement. We won Edo State in 23.
Well, socio-political activist Aisha Yesufu has vowed to stand by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Now, this comes after the Kogi Central Senator insisted on resuming her duties today at the Senate. Aisha Yesufu said she and others would accompany Akpoti-Uduaghan to the National Assembly, insisting that the federal lawmaker has every right to resume office following a court judgment. Yesufu also criticized the Senate for disregarding a valid court ruling. As you may know, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Yemi Adramodu, insists that there was no legal directive compelling Senator Natasha's immediate recall. In other news, the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC has accused the federal government and state governors of systematically crushing dissent, weakening democratic institutions, and unlawfully seizing workers' contributions, which it described as stealing workers' sweat. NLC President Joe Ajaero said this in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. He said Nigeria was on the brink of tyranny. And now we move to business. Domestic airlines in Nigeria refunded more than 1 billion naira to 5,285 passengers in the second quarter of this year. Data released in a post shared on the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority NCAA official X account said a total of 1.038 billion naira was made to the passengers between April and June 2025. In entertainment, the Actors Guild of Nigeria, AGN, has suspended Nollywood actress Shirley Igwe following allegations that she assaulted a crew member on a film set. Reports indicate that Igwe allegedly slapped a member of the Creative Designers Guild of Nigeria, CDGN, during a production, prompting swift disciplinary action from the AGN. In sports, Manchester United are considering a move for Emi Martinez, but may be put off by Aston Villa's 40 million euros valuation of the 32-year-old Argentina goalkeeper. On the international scene, the UN says Gaza's last lifelines are collapsing, with humanitarian conditions breaking down at an accelerating pace during Israel's offensive. In a statement by spokesperson for the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said Gaza's humanitarian system is being impeded, undermined, and endangered. The statement said the world body was receiving reports of malnourished people arriving at health facilities in extremely poor health. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization says Israel's new ground offensive in central Gaza has compromised its effort to continue working after its facilities were attacked. Earlier, UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy tells the BBC that he's sickened by the horrific scenes in Gaza. On the news this afternoon, you heard the vigilante chief Kenneth Olumeni said they are collaborating with the police to unravel those behind the gang clash which claimed the life of a 300-level student of Ignatius Ajuru University. A federal high court in Port Harcourt has adjourned the suit challenging emergency rule in River State. Activist Aisha Yusufu has vowed to accompany Senator Natasha Botioduagan as she insists on resuming plenary duty today. The NLC has accused the federal and state government of weakening democratic institutions. On the foreign scene, the UN has warned of collapse of Gaza's last lifelines amid worsening humanitarian crisis. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ipijuku Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.